Hey, live in Doha. What do you think about GoPro playing a part in the...
GoPros are awesome, indestructible, the only camera that can keep up with all of this action.
All right, hey, it's Dave Billwalk, one of the winningest drivers ever in Unlimited Hydroplane Racing. Dave, what do you think about GoPro?
Well, it's you know, a revolution, really. They've allowed us to put cameras in places that we couldn't even dream about before, and we couldn't fixture. And, you know, all of just the capability, as we've seen in so many other applications, as well as in Unlimited Hydroplanes, has just made a whole new world for us. So it's just great to have them aboard. It's a part of our sport.
As far as promotion, you know, of the sport, spectacular images and stuff that these cameras can produce now with such an ease of use. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's just awesome. I mean, the cameras can do so much with so little, and for a long time. So, you know, they just get spectacular shots of all kinds of water action that normally nobody could see, that we see in the cockpit all the time, but, you know, the cameras are now capturing.
Now, tell me a little bit about the technology. What can we learn from these cameras as opposed to the old-fashioned way with bullet cameras? What do GoPros do for us as far as being able to see what the boat's doing, things that you normally can't monitor?
Well, it just gives us a real feel to look at what's happening in a boat all the time, look at different parts of the boat, different angles of the boat, how the water's acting against the boat. You know, it just gives us the capability of doing a lot of things we could only dream about in the past.
Tommy Thompson, driver of the U11. Tell me a little bit, what do you think about the GoPro cameras now?
I think the GoPro camera is doing a great job for us. We actually have some of our own as a team that we use in the boat. We use it on the boat in different spots, and it tells us how things are handling, airflow, and just what water conditions, what's doing what. And then obviously for our publicity standpoint, we use some for that. And then for the race itself, for H1 Unlimited, it can't be a better way to promote our sport than show people all the action shots, whether it's from in the cockpit, facing the driver, facing backwards, facing 3 or 4 different angles. It's just awesome to watch a boat race from there. And I like watching where I'm sitting, but I really like watching some of these GoPro shots as well.
What do you think about the GoPro?
GoPro cameras really benefit our team. We have them on the boat every run, and when the driver comes in from a run, it's great for him to be able to go back and look at what happened, things that he can't see, things that are happening around him that he can't see while he's driving the boat. It really benefits him to be able to analyze the video and before he goes out to run again. We love GoPros, we use them every run. Having the video is technology we just haven't had in the past. It's great to be able to use.
What about keeping fairness in racing? I mean,
it's great to be able to have GoPro with the technology to go back and find out what really happened in a heat. There's a lot going on that we don't see. There's a lot going on that you can't see from the shore, you can't see from the helicopters with the officials, and the GoPro cameras really give us the opportunity to find out what really happened.
So, being used in H1 Unlimited, how does it change the sport?
It helps out with a lot of calls that the officials need to make. Other teams feel somebody may have done them wrong. The GoPro video actually helps out quite a bit. It's also a great tool along with what they get from the helicopters.
What about being able to capture spectacular images, learning, you know, education from what the boat's doing out there on the water?
We've used the GoPros to look inside of the boat when the engine's running, stuff that we don't normally see. Obviously the boat's out there, somebody's not going to be riding under the cowling with it, so we get some good shots, we learn some information, see if stuff's dragging, see if we got water leaks, that kind of stuff. So good tool.
What do you think, how tough are they?
The GoPros are pretty tough. We got one pretty hot this year. One of the races we had a fireball out the back, and the thing still went out there and came back, so we got a pretty good picture out of it.
Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Jimmy Gilbert. I'm from Houston, Texas. I spent 35 years with National Aeronautics and Space Administration in Houston at Mission Control, where I was a data analyst and onboard computer specialist. Retired in 2001, been racing boats ever since. GoPro has added a whole new dimension to the entire sport. We're able to see incidents of what's going on, plus we can outfit the boat with telltales, which strips of yarn, tell how the airflow, where we're getting separation, where we need to improve things. So it's been a real asset, real asset to the sport, and especially to our end of the sport, because we're able to see more or less what's going on, and with the instantaneous feedback that we get, and not just second guessing, because we actually have a film, sort of a film recording of what happened, and not second guess whatsoever. So it's been a real asset, and we really appreciate GoPro's involvement. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jimmy Shane, driver of the H1 Unlimited Hydroplane. GoPro's involvement in our sport has just been amazing over the past couple years. It has been able to take us places and bring the fans along with it to places that they normally wouldn't be able to see. We're here in Doha, Qatar, and people all over America, all over the world can see exactly what our sport's all about and what we go through.
We're delighted to have GoPro on board. The video quality is first class. It really shows our fans, I think, the intensity of what's happening with the drivers and the crews and everybody else goes through. So we're looking forward to their further involvement in the sport down the road and really bring even more intensity to the fans through every conceivable platform we can think of.
It's been fun. It's been fun watching the product develop, and it improves with every year.
And from a racer standpoint, it's turned out to be a really good tool for us. We've learned a lot, not only the ease of operation, but how we can tune the boat to these extreme circumstances and conditions has been really wonderful. So we're extremely happy to be a part of the GoPro family, who we hope now for quite some time, and thanks so much for their input and support of our sport.
Yep. Now, what do you think about GoPro? We introduced these things a few years ago into the sport. Where do you think it came from, and where are we going with it?
Well, I think before GoPro, it's opened up a whole new view of what we're doing with the boats. We can put cameras in places we've never had before with cleaner shots, giving us a better understanding to make even better adjustments on the boat. So it has accelerated the chance for us to improve, our hydroplanes as we go. It's been a very useful tool. I don't know what we would do now that we have it versus how we used to get along with setting the boat up. So we're really happy about it. It's improved our performance. So
what do you think? How tough are they? Have you had any instances where you've had one that probably should have been destroyed?
Nope, haven't killed it yet. We've lost wings and cowlings and gone over, and they just keep on running. So it's a phenomenal little piece of equipment. Very happy.
And what do you think about GoPro in this sport now?
GoPro has brought the sport to a different level, because you can tell your friends about things and you can say this happened or that happened. A lot of people can't get in these hydroplanes, a lot of people can't get into these kind of race boats. With the GoPro, we've brought the action and what we see to them. They can see everything we see, sometimes even more. A lot of us drivers, there's moments where we close our eyes, but the GoPro keeps it open, so it brings it right to everybody. Our referees use them, our helicopters use them. We've got them on the cranes, we got them in the boats, we got them in the engine. There's a lot of data. We have a lot of engineers on the formula teams, and here with the Graham Trucking, we've got approximately 3 engineers, and they use the GoPros. They put things and see if there's any flexing, any kind of things going on inside the boat that the human eye can't see when it's racing. GoPro is just basically put everything together. Any questions you may have, anytime you want to feel what we feel, anytime you want to see what we see, get you a GoPro, watch H1 Unlimited, and you'll see what we're doing.
Peter Butler, TV director from England. What do I think about GoPros? Let me tell you, since we started using GoPros maybe 4 or 5 years back, they have completely changed the way we film things. We used to have recorders, separate batteries. It was just a lot of hassle. Now, one camera, great pictures, absolutely unbelievable. We would not exist with the programs we have and the quality we have without GoPro. That's for real.
Steve Montgomery, H1 Unlimited since 1974, been around a while. Probably one of the biggest developments we've ever had in the sport was the GoPro camera. We were suddenly able to take fans right on board with the drivers. The reaction was absolutely overwhelming. Now, this was a few seasons ago when we were first able to do that. The advancements now and the things we can do with multiple cameras on the boats, different views. We've even shot footage in the pit area like a regular television camera to go into that GoPro piece that they did for us. One of the most spectacular pieces we've ever had. I would say in my 40 years of watching this sport, nothing has changed the fans' experience more than the GoPro camera.